Welcome back to the R&D podcast. My name is Dalton.
RJ?
Today we're going to be talking about a little bit of a heavy hitter matchup. You got Alabama Crimson Tide going on the road to take on the Georgia Bulldogs. It's a number 17 versus number 5 matchup and a rematch of last year when they were at Bryant-Denny. RJ, let's talk about a little bit of history of this matchup. Alabama 9-1 in the last 10 since 2017. Georgia's 1-6 against the Crimson Tide and 99-8 against other teams. Is this a mental block for Georgia? I mean, is
I,
that rightfully
I think
so? Yeah,
I think Bama just plays the best against Georgia, honestly.
kind of plays up.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and talk about this because it's kind of covers the broad of both teams. I think you're going to see the most healthy Alabama team you've seen all year, and I think Georgia also is going to. They both teams have bye weeks going this week, so you're going to see a healthier version of both teams probably since the beginning of the season.
hmm
We'll start off with Georgia, right? Georgia's offense was a question mark prior to the Tennessee game, and then you see, oh wow, Gunnar Stockton stepped up. He's making crazy throws. He's doing what he needs to do on third down. He's not only just a runner. Um, but then on the kick side of that, you saw Georgia's defense, which is you think is the best in the country, which still I think is one of the better in the country. Struggle against the pass. Joey Aguilar had a good game, even though with the 2 picks, one of them his receiver slipped. Whatever you want to
All right.
say, still played a great game. Tennessee kind of went at those Georgia DBs. What are you seeing in this Georgia team that gives them the advantage over Alabama?
The running game. I mean, look at Alabama's running game. Y'all played against Louisiana Monroe and y'all had 200 plus rushing yards, but that wasn't no defense. They didn't want no part of Bama's offense. But if you look at the Wisconsin game and Florida State game, I think y'all had, the most 65 rushing yards against Florida State, and then
Mm-hmm.
to Wisconsin, I think y'all had like 70 and under. And last year against Georgia, you had 173 rushing yards. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the big get up at this on this game right here is if Alabama can establish the run. If Alabama cannot establish the run, Georgia Georgia will run through them. I feel like.
Let's talk about this, right? You want to talk about the run game for Alabama. Alabama right now is ranked number 66 in the nation right now in running. UGA's defense is number 8 against the run. Let's go to pass game. Alabama's pass offense is number 12 in the nation, and UGA is sitting at number 78. So the comparison between the two is what I'm trying to get at here is Alabama has struggled to run the ball all year, and I don't think that's going to change in this game. I agree with you on that. But Alabama's passing and the DBs for Georgia lacking the ability to play the ball in the air, even though they're highly skilled corners. But you just saw a lot of jump balls get called against Tennessee that kept Tennessee moving. The Chris Brazel catch. There was another big touchdown catch, or that at least led to a touchdown. So, looking at Georgia's defense and their corners, they're going to have to play an exceptional role in this game, especially whenever you got some guys like Jeremy Bernard, Ryan Williams, Latier Brooks, several guys like that. Who do you think is going to be the person on Alabama's offense that, if they want to win, is going to have to stand out?
Bernard, no doubt.
He's kind of
Bernard,
the X
y'all's
factor.
yes, he's y'all's best receiver y'all have right now.
Kirby Smart actually in an interview today referred to him as the catalyst in the offense due to the fact that he runs the ball, he catches the ball, and he blocks. I mean, he blocks his tail off.
I mean, he scores
He's a
most of
point
y'all's
man.
touchdowns.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
all the
Um,
jet sweeps and cross routes he scores for y'all. I mean, that's y'all's main guy right there.
yeah, I mean, he's been the player for us this year on offense. Ty Simpson. Let's go into him a little bit while we're on the subject of Alabama offense. Kid's been hot the past 2 games. You've played 2 lower college football teams, but it's still impressive to have the stats that he's put up against those, right? What is he, 44 for 49, 44 for 47?
All right.
Really impressive, and no matter who you're playing. So what do you think about Ty Simpson? Do you think that carries over in this Georgia game? Maybe not, crazy completion percentage numbers like that, but do you think he still has a good game and throws the ball well?
I'm not really sure because Wisconsin really didn't have any good DBs, nor Louisiana Monroe. So I don't really know what Ty Simpson is going to do in this game, passing wise. I mean, it's good to have his confidence for these past 2 games, what he has done in these past 2 games. But against Georgia, it's going to be rough, especially at Georgia too. So I'm not really sure what LM is going to do on offense wise against this Georgia defense at Georgia. So
Mm.
it's gonna be a toss up for Alabama's offense this game.
So if you want to move on to the Georgia, the Georgia side of the ball, the offensive side of the ball for Georgia, let's talk about their run game, number 60th in the nation, and Alabama sitting at number 25. Gunnar Stockton obviously a threat with his legs. What do you think Georgia's going to implement on offense? Do you think they're going to be a little bit more pass heavy? It shows right here that their run heavy offense, 56-44, 56, run and then 44 pass. What do you think they're going to lead to into this game, and how do you think they're going to take advantage of Alabama's defense?
Run heavy offense. I mean, yeah. Alabama
Misdirections,
can.
quarterback runs.
Yes, Alabama cannot stop the run at all, and I
Mm.
don't think they'll be able to stop the run in this game too.
You got a back like Nate Frazier. You got a couple other guys in that backfield for Georgia. Then you also have the guy named Gunnar Stockton back there who's willing to put it all on the line. And I think that's why so many Georgia fans have found a quarterback that they actually love to have back there, because this kid will do whatever it takes to win a football game. And that's what I
Right.
admire. Like you can't teach that type of effort. You look back, if you want to relate it to an Alabama quarterback, look back at Jake Coker. I mean, he was doing whatever it took to win a football game, and that right there wins a fan's heart no matter what you do.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. Gunnar Stockton has the dog in him. He has the fight,
no doubt.
no doubt.
I mean,
So,
you saw that at the end of last year, what he did, coming in for Carson Beck. And he put nose to the grindstone and went out there and did his thing. He fell
right.
short eventually, but now leading into this year, he looked like he wasn't going to be a great passer in the first couple of games against Marshall, et cetera. But then you go and play Tennessee on the road, and he goes wild. He made
Yeah.
he made some good throws. Georgia, what people say should not have won that game. They found a way to win, and that's what matters.
Yeah. I don't think Bama's offense is more explosive than Tennessee's. Tennessee's offense is just amazing to me. Like
I,
people thought that their quarterback's wasn't gonna do that great this year. He was a turnover king last year, and he came in that Georgia game and impressed everyone, I believe, even though they lost the game. But Tennessee's offense is the real deal too. So
Here's one of the kind of more interesting stats of the game: the pass explosiveness between Georgia's pass game and Alabama's defense. Alabama's defense rated against pass explosiveness is the number 132 in the nation. Georgia's offense and pass explosiveness is 128.
all right.
I mean, is there going to be any explosives in the passing game whenever the teams are when Alabama's on defense and Georgia's on offense?
I mean,
I mean,
Georgia really hasn't had to have explosive passing plays
when
on
you can run the
offense.
ball.
Yeah, especially against Tennessee they had to, because Tennessee was airing the ball out against them, and they couldn't stop Tennessee's passing game. So Georgia had to, and they did that. But Georgia's run game is also there too. So
Well, you have a guy like you go out and get a guy like Zachariah Branch in the portal, who's arguably one of the better run after catch receivers in the SEC.
yeah,
This kid gets the ball in space. It doesn't matter if it's a 2-yard screen pass or a 15-yard dig. He's going to make something happen with the ball.
all right,
If given time. Now, Alabama matches up with a good secondary, or what is supposed to be a good secondary, but did not show up in the Florida State game. Have been there the past 2 games, but we haven't played another, Florida State, Georgia caliber opponent since then, or even
right,
an SEC opponent. So you don't know what you have if you're Alabama, and that's what makes you scared. Georgia's already been battle tested. They've went to
right,
Tennessee. They've won. Alabama, we don't know. And that's the biggest question mark for me is you go to Sanford Stadium and you're walking in blind.
right.
Moving on to the next segment, there's a couple things that interested me in this game, and it's going to be is Alabama going to be able to stop sweeps and be able to run fit and stop the run. And if you tell me they are, I like our chances. Is Georgia, on the other hand, going to be able to pass the ball? Is Gunnar Stockton going to be able to hit big plays? Because if Georgia's going to get 1 or 2 big passing plays off this game, Alabama's not going to touch them. Because I think Georgia's going to be able to run the ball.
Well, if they need to pass the ball, because I feel like Georgia's going to run the ball, and I think they're going to succeed running the ball. So
I would agree. Moving on, is there anything else you want to touch into before we get into our predictions?
No, not really. Well, Tennessee. One more thing about Tennessee game. They also had 130 rushing yards, and they almost came close to the game. So running is going to be a big deal in this game for Bama if they can establish a run good or not. So
And then the thing that's scary about that is Alabama has been really, really bad in the run game this year. Ty
right,
Simpson's legs is going to be another factor for Bama. If and everybody knows now, it's not a secret. Ty Simpson can make plays with his legs if he has to, but it's the fact of you saw in the Florida State where he hesitated a lot. Pull it down and run with it. Nothing's there. Pull it down and run with it. Make them respect it, and then eventually they'll start spying you. They'll start playing closer zones, and then you can take the top off the defense, whatever you need to do. But we have the
yeah,
receivers, we have the weapons to make something happen. But also Georgia, compared to this year to last year, has a lot better weapons out wide, and that makes a big difference.
yeah, I agree.
Moving into our predictions, we'll pull up. Here's your betting odds for the game. We see Georgia open up as a 3.5-point favorite, is now a 2.5. Some even have them at a 3-point favorite. Negative 135 money line for Georgia, plus 115 for Bama. I really, really like the Georgia to cover 2.5. I think Georgia will win this game by at least a field goal. We'll get into an actual score prediction here in a minute. What are you liking right now, RJ, as far as the spread?
I'm gonna go 20. I mean, 28. 38
No, the
to
spread, the
20.
spread, the spread, the spread.
The spread. I
Spread.
agree with this.
The spread's 2.5.
No, I don't agree with the spread at all.
You don't think Bama will cover 2.5? You think Georgia will cover the 2.5? Win by? You think Georgia will win by a field goal? Or
No, I
more?
think Georgia. Yeah, Georgia will win by more.
Okay. We'll
So
go. We'll go into score prediction now. RJ, you want to give your score prediction and a little bit of a reason why?
yeah, I got Georgia 38-24 at Georgia because, well, first of all, it's going to seem like it's not a close game, but Georgia seals it with a last-minute touchdown, so to make it 38-23.
Mm.
So, but I feel like Alabama cannot run the ball against Georgia. Ty Simpson struggles while Georgia puts pressure on Ty Simpson, and then Georgia's offense is too much for Alabama's defense run wise too. So that's why I got my prediction at.
I think I like Georgia winning this game 31-24. I thought about 31-21. That's a 10-point margin. I think
I
Bama.
got I got a question for you. What makes you think that Bama's going to score 24 points on Georgia? They couldn't do it on Florida State.
I think you saw a lot worse of a Florida State team. I know we haven't played a road game since then, but I think you see a little bit more confident of an offense. I think you see a little bit more clicking. I think you'll have a more healthy. I think you'll have Jam Miller back. I think you'll have Tim Keenan back, which are two key pieces to Alabama. I don't know. You know, Tim Keenan, the earliest we've seen somebody come back from tightrope is 28 days. Tim Keenan's going to be at, I think, the 38-day mark whenever we play. So he's not going to be his complete self, but it will be a depth piece, and he is a leader. It'll be good just to have him out there.
Okay, and you get Jam Miller back, but if you can't run block, you can't run the ball at all. So I
But
feel like Jam Miller is y'all's best running back y'all have, and he may have an impact or not. But if y'all can't run block, y'all can't run the ball. So
I mean, no, I 100% agree with you. But I think with Jam Miller being back, because he was the one through spring, he was the one through fall. So I think with him being back, we will have a little bit more success. Maybe not a lot more. I don't say we're going to run for 140 yards against Georgia. I don't believe that at all. I think if you told me that we're going to run for 70 or 60, I'd be like, yeah, that's probably right. And the reason why I say Bama will, have 24 points at some point, because they're going to have to score to stay in the game. And I think in these big games, Kalen DeBoer, Ryan Grubb's going to have something dialed up to get some type of, gimmicky touchdown, some type of like, keep us in the game type touchdown. Like whether it be a double pass, which Georgia is going to be more than likely be ready for, but you never know. I think Bama's going to find a way to score just because they do play good against Georgia. They do play good in big games. I think you went into Florida State at the beginning of the season and you got rocked because you were walking in there thinking I'm Alabama, I'm going to win. That's just not how it works anymore. That's not college football. So I think going to Georgia, we're going to be a little bit more prepared. I think Ty Simpson is a lot more comfortable than what he was in that first week. I think Ryan Williams looks a lot better than he did in that first week because it looked like he didn't even want to be there in the first week. And I think the offense is clicking a lot better than what it did prior. I think Latier Brooks, I think he's got a lot better role now too. You've seen him come up, seen him be a little bit more established. So I think overall this Alabama team is 2 times better than what they were at Florida State. I know they haven't played any competition, or at least not as much as what you would like to see, like Georgia playing Tennessee in comparison. But you have seen more reps, and in-game reps goes a long way. I'm not saying Alabama's going to win. Like I said, 31-24. That's a good gap for that's double the spread for
Right.
Georgia. But I do think Alabama will show improvement, and if you can get through the end of the year just having losses to Florida State, who could be your ACC championship if not Miami, and Georgia, who could be your SEC championship winner if not Oklahoma, or the who right now, we'd say Oklahoma. Then that's two pretty good losses. You're still making it in the playoffs, but you have a
Right.
long road ahead of you in LSU, Vandy, a couple of Oklahoma. You got to play Oklahoma, so you do have them at home, thank God. But the projected score for the Alabama Georgia game is 27-26 and total of points of 52. We look at your point total, it's set at 52.5. So I would say that's about right. But
But like you,
overall,
but like you said, Bama does play better against Georgia. I don't know how. I don't know why, but they do, and they may come out. They may make it closer than I think. But I feel like Georgia will win no matter what.
yeah, it's going to be hard to beat Georgia at Georgia, especially whenever you're still trying to find your identity if you're Alabama. But we'll
Right.
see. That's what big games are made for, is for teams to show who they really are and to show their true identity. So hopefully Alabama shows up. I would love for them to prove me wrong and make me lose money this weekend. But we'll have to see Saturday.
Right.
Anyways, 6:30 kickoff, Sanford Stadium, Saturday, September the 27th. Look forward to it. If you haven't, check us out on TikTok and Facebook at the R&D Sports Podcast. This has been, the R&D Sports Podcast. My name's Dalton.
RJ.
And we'll catch you next time.